Okay, so we're holding Terech of Gimel, and we're holding in middle of the Nimshal, where the Rebbe talks about the Nimshal of person by himself internally, and using the mashal as a metaphor to understand what happens to us internally. And what we explained in the previous shiurim is that this internal conflict between our emotion of sameach or our emotion of atzvus is an internal conflict here. Atzvus brings to Marash Chayra, or daigas bring to worries bring to atzvus. Atzvus brings to Marash Chayra brings to Yisurim. So Miley Sarah was in the Nimshal is that when you are connected to the Inyan HaSimcha, which we didn't define yet, we just said that Inyan HaSimcha is something bigger, very big, that Bechlal, that this Torah, the Rebbe's, it seems like the Rebbe's trying to tell, the Rebbe's trying to tell us the power of Simcha. And that the power of Simcha is a much bigger power than my feeling of Sameach or even being Besimcha. It's something big. And what is this power of Inyan HaSimcha Mitzvah Hashem? We said it, the sneak preview is Kedusha, but we're going to expand on it when we get to it over there. But we're still in the Nimshal over here. So let's just be medayik like this. There's three Lashonis that the Rebbe uses in this Torah. There's the Inyan HaSimcha, the Simcha. There is Simcha, and there's Sameach, or Smechem HaMeragdim. And then, that's on one side, so there's HaSimcha, Simcha, and Sameach, or Smechim HaMeragdim if it's multiple. And then there is Daigus, there is Atzvas, there is Marash Chayra, and there's Yisurim. And those are the Lashonis that the Rebbe uses on the negative, and those are the Lashonis that the Rebbe uses on the positive. Let's just leave that for now. And one thing, another diuk that we didn't mention here is, I think we did mention maybe, that in the Nimshal, the Rebbe says that you have to get the courage to chase the Marash Chayra and to bring it into HaSimcha in a way that the Marash Chayra itself will convert itself and transform itself into Simcha. And then the Rebbe says that you're going to be mahapich the Marash Chayra and the Yisurim into Simcha, just like Kederach Haba l'toich Simcha. So we asked, which one is it? Does it transform it by itself? Or is there an avodah here that the Rebbe is saying that we have to do? So Bechlal, this Torah, to say that there's no avodah in this Torah is not shaykh, but it seems like the Rebbe is telling us about the power. That Simcha has such a power that not only does it rid of the Atzvus Marash Chayra, but it actually converts the Atzvus Marash Chayra into Simcha and makes my Simcha bigger, adds it to my inventory of Simcha. That my Atzvus itself and my Marash Chayra itself will become Simcha, which means that in itself will become bigger in Simcha. So the question is that temporary? Is it while I'm besimcha and while I'm connected, and then afterwards it comes right back? What's going on here? And hopefully, Be'ez Hashem, we will try to get a little bit more clarity as we go into the next piece. But let's just understand again in review. The Inyan of Simcha, of HaSimcha, is a Pia Mashal, of people dancing, Smechem and Meragdim, that they grab the guy from the outside, they bring him into the circle, they make him Sameach Imohem. So too, when a person is happy, he should understand that his Marash Chayra removes itself to the side. But a bigger Maila is to be able to chase after the Marash Chayra and bring it into the Simcha, because you know that you have this power, like we mentioned in the previous year, that we're not afraid to confront our Marash Chayra and be sucked in by our Marash Chayra, because we know that we're connected to the power of HaSimcha, whatever that means, which we said that's in the middle of the circle, and we need to get to a bigger beer. But by chasing it and confronting it, not just when it removes itself to the side, which is also a mila, because being sameach is also a mila, even if the Marash Chayra and the Atzis are still on the side, and it's still visible, and it's still there, but it's just on the side, it's still in the picture, but now you have the ability to make the Atzis and the Marash Chayra, chase it, confront it, and be able to convert it and transform it. And then the Rebbe ends off this piece with Nimtza, Shechoitev hamarash chayra umachnes oisa bal korcha letoich hasimcha kamashana. So after the Rebbe explained us this detailed prescription of how we are going to chase our Marash Chayra, that the Marash Chayra itself will convert itself, and we will be mahapachet, which we don't know the difference, like which part is it that it happens on its own, and which part is it that we're chasing. But this process of doing that, that's considered grabbing, like the mushal, of grabbing the guy, bal karcha, into Teicha Simcha. So a question is that in the mushal, the Rebbe said, when as a chayt from ish echad mebachutz, he didn't say bal karcha. He said chayt from ish echad mebachutz, umachnisim ois bal karcha, umachrichem ois bal karcha. So here, the Rebbe mixes these two things. Shechaytev hamarash chayra umachnis ois bal karcha l'Teicha Simcha. So we said, I think we said, that chatifa, snatching a person, grabbing the person, has an element of surprise. And if there's an element of surprise, then he doesn't have a will yet to be able to say that it's against my will. So in the chaytfin, there is an element of surprise. So in the nimshal, we need to understand where is the element of surprise, number one. Number two is, the second part is already, he has a will, he's not surprised already, you got him, and now you're machnes is about karcha, now you take him into the circle against his will. So which part in the nimshal is the chaytev part, and which part in the nimshal is the machnes is about karcha part? And then the Rebbe says, letoich hasimcha, into the simcha, again, the word hasimcha, just like the mashal. So we need to really define which part is the part of chatifa, and which part is the part of machnes. So if you look back in the Lashon, the Rebbe says, Avamayli Yisraelis Ametz, Lirdoif Acha Hamarash Chore Dafka, Lahachnes Oisa Gam Kem B'Toich HaSimcha. So I don't know if we were medayik, what is to chase the Marash Chore Dafka? In other words, specifically, what else is there that in other words, he's attacking specifically the Marash Chayra. He's looking for the Marash Chayra. So perhaps you could say, the Rebbe said before that the Marash Chayra and the Yisurim Nistalkim and Atzad. So don't chase the Yisurim, don't go after the pain, go after the source of the pain, which is the state that you're feeling, which is the state, which we said is the state of Marash Chayra. So find that, chase that Marash Chayra. So we said, get courage and gather courage, take it, which we said, where am I gathering courage from? So we said in the earlier episodes, we said that I'm gathering courage from, I'm tracing back that my feeling of sameach comes from the place of hasimcha, which we still don't know what it means, but we still know that when I trace back, that when I have a feeling of sameach, I trace it back to the place of hasimcha, and that empowers me to not be afraid of confronting and chasing my Marash Chayra. So we said, Lis Ametz, Lirdoif. So that gather courage to chase. So perhaps we could say that is the chatifa. Because we said, what is the chatifa? The element of surprise. What's the element of surprise? I got new awareness. That means when I was sameach in the first maila, I feel an emotion of sameach. So now I don't feel the emotion of atzis. So what happens to the Marash Chayra Yisur? It removes itself to the side, but it's still in the picture. And it's standing there waiting on the side because it knows it's only a moment of sameach that you're feeling. As soon as the moment evaporates, as soon as the moment expires, Marash Chayra is going to come right back into the picture. Not into the picture, it's going to be center fold in the picture. It's not going to be on the side anymore. So what is the courage that I'm gathering? The courage that I'm gathering is I trace back my awareness that the feeling that I'm feeling of sameach is coming from a place of hasimcha. And as soon as I know that I'm getting it from hasimcha, that courage that I get, that strength that I'm getting, to be able to chase, the Marash Chayra now recognizes that it's not just a moment, because I'm connecting back to the place of hasimcha, which hasimcha, is kedusha, which is my chelik elikami mal, which is the Eibishter, which we will see later in the Torah. And when I have that power, that I'm connecting my emotion of sameach to hasimcha, because I'm going into simcha, I'm on a mission. I have this rhythm of simcha, like we said before. I'm going into the power of simcha. That power is going to give me momentum and rhythm to be able to chase, and that is the chatifa. So where is the place of machnas oisa? We said like this, in the mashal, there were many ish echads that were standing on the outside. There were many ish echad. There wasn't just one ish echad, but I chose one ish echad. So we're medayik. Why is it ish echad? Because we're going to one specific. We're not dealing with the whole package. We're going to one person that's standing outside. That's a Marish Chayr, and bring him out. We're not going to all of them. We're trying to bring him into the simcha. Once we get him to the simcha, then we can deal with the next Marish Chayr. So the same, and that's the chatifa. So the same thing the Rebbe is saying in the Nimshal is this courage of tracing back my feeling of sameach to my place of hasimcha, which that's where I'm gathering courage in order to be roidif acha. That's the element of surprise that he's not. When he saw me sameach, he didn't know that I'm chasing him, so he's waiting on the side of Marish Chayr. But the second he sees me connecting, and now I have this power, that's the element of surprise that he realizes he has to keep running away. And the Rebbe says it later that it's nasim ubarchim, and it's a big steer l'chayra, because here he says that it's lamed batzad, it's nistalka min atzad, and then afterwards he says lamed min atzad, which we'll get to that and we'll be medayik it again. But the point is that now the Rebbe is telling us that how are you snatching this person with the element of surprise? What's the element of surprise? When he sees that I am tracing back my feeling of sameach to hasimcha, to that kedusha, that power, that's when it starts running away. Otherwise, it's waiting on the side just to come back. And when it runs away, it knows that I'm going to chase it and I'm going to overcome it, and I have the power to overcome it. So that is the way the Rebbe is explaining the nimshal and the mashal. We still need to understand where in the nimshal is the machal, where is the circle in the nimshal, and Be'ez Hashem, when we go to the next piece, hopefully Be'ez Hashem will be able to bring everything together. Ashreinu.